The story that you are about to hear is extremely disturbing. Viewers' discretion is advised.
No answer.
No, you can leave a message.
Why don't you call her? Is the thing. She's
I
gonna
can't.
answer her
I'm
son.
on my phone. I can't call her. I'm
yeah.
on my phone. I don't have a second device. Who else should I call? You want me to call I could give you my number to my sister. You want to call her?
No, because your sister wasn't there.
My sister knows everything. My mama told her everything.
Where's the boy? How old is the boy today?
The boy is unalived. He got unalived in a car wreck this year.
Well, he's not available because he was unalived this year. That's a coincidence. Man,
Yes, sir.
y'all live. I don't know what y'all got going on in Louisiana, but yeah, let me call the sister. All right, what's your sister's number, man?
936 217 4692. Her name is Amy. No, I'm in Louisiana, Queen shit. My daughter's in Texas.
It went straight to voicemail.
Okay.
So everybody that
You want to
got,
call my daughter?
No, because your daughter's gonna lie for you, bro.
My daughter ain't gonna lie for me because she don't lie on
And
nobody.
she wasn't alive during she wasn't old enough to know what was going on. Didn't you say she was 1 year old?
She knows what she was told by her mom all her life, and she knows what her brother told her.
Her brother is the one. Oh yeah, her brother. Well, shit.
That's unalived. Her
wouldn't
brother's
that
the one that's unalived.
Why would you be willing to traumatize your daughter that way, but not your mother?
I mean, you willing to traumatize my mama, right?
I'm saying,
so why not throw the whole list out?
As a parent, why would you put your daughter through some shit like that when her brother just passed away this year?
I understand that, and I don't agree with that. But you're the one on the warpath.
No, because it's not. You see how this stuff? It doesn't make sense. Unapologetic. It doesn't. This shit doesn't add up. It doesn't make sense.
Well, it don't make sense.
And you
It
can't
is
say
what
that
it
Josh.
is.
Hold on. Josh is not on the warpath because nobody knew your story until today.
Until I said it, right?
Yeah, right. And he's not on a warpath. People have questions, and you can't get mad because people are questioning you.
I'm not mad. I'm willing to answer it. But when I get pushed in a corner and told, well, da-da-da-da-da-da-da, or something sounds facetious in a voice to where it sounds like nobody believes me, no matter what I say or do, it's going to matter.
The same thing went on with Prince Dread when somehow it came up. He was under the
Prince Dread show he was
microscope.
dismissed, though. Did he show that he was dismissed?
He never had charges. He never had a charge or a case.
Didn't.
The stuff that you got is 10 times worse than Prince Dread.
And I'm not no
100 times
hypocrite,
worse.
so you know.
The shit you got.
I'm not a hypocrite either.
The stuff you said. It seems like you did something. You may have not gone all the way, but it seems like you did something, bro. And maybe you blocked it out because of your trauma.
No. So read the definition.
No.
Let me read the definition of aggravated essay again. It says that aggravated essay states that the person was penetrated. Penetration happened to the victim to get aggravated assault.
That's not what was told to me. They told me that he said I touched him on the front side.
And then look, you know what makes it worse, unapologetic? The stuff you say happened with your mom. Then the stuff with this lady.
That don't have anything to do with that.
And you got no treatment, no therapy when this stuff happened.
Yeah, I went to therapy way after when I was 22. Right. I went to therapy because I dated someone that says I need to speak about this stuff to get over everything, because otherwise I'd be a victim the rest of my life. And I didn't want to be a victim. I wanted to be victorious over my shit that I went through as a child.
And somehow
because I felt I deserved all of that.
Somehow this 6-year-old, you mean to tell me this 6-year-old was smart enough and clever enough to retain statements from their parents in order to allow you to multiple interviews to a forensic psychiatrist and kept the story consistent enough and believable enough to make sure they charge you? What are we dealing with? A child mastermind?
I don't know. I wasn't there. I was told what I was charged with and what I
And
did.
you know what? And I'm
That's
pretty
all
sure
I
that the
could speak on.
6-year-old that we're talking about, I'm pretty sure that he has some mental issues too. That he's trying to cope with life too as well. If you know, because you know, you've already explained to us that physical abuse was, frequent in your home, in the home that you reside with his mother. Like y'all both beat on these children. So, yeah. He has some psychological things going on too. So who knows when I don't even know if he told your daughter that, and we don't even know if he was under pressure when he told your daughter that. Like so much comes into play, bro. Like I don't know, bro.
He was grown. He was 23 years old when he told his sister it never happened.
But
And
we
the
don't know
story
that
that he told
we don't
her.
know the full context of the sister and his conversation. I don't give a fuck what she repeated to you. He might be up under distress too. Like how you said, oh, if you tell me, if you say you did it, you can go to the bathroom. All you gotta say you did it and you go to the bathroom. We don't know what was said to that boy. He got the same mental problems as the next person who's been violated all his life. The boy started getting violated probably before he was 6. To be honest.
Caribbean, what do you mean how old I was? When this supposedly happened, I was 17 going on 18. The last time I lived with my daughter, her brother, and their mom.
So you were 16 when you lived with the daughter, the brother, and the mom.
Yes.
So you start
I
beating
would
this
have been.
boy. You start beating this boy when you was 14, 15 years old.
No. My daughter's mom got pregnant when I was 16 in February of 1994. She gave birth November 7th, 1994. We didn't live together in a dwelling until May 1995 when I found her at the WIC office, and I just got out of school and got my first apartment. My grandmother forged my birth certificate to make me a year older to get my own place, and I broke the lease to move in with her because I wanted to be with her. I don't see that on the thing when I'm on the. That's what I was
So
going through the stuff to
you don't
see if there
remember
was
like
a.
we have this statement. This is what was said. Yeah, like there has to be like when are they saying you touched him at night, in the morning, at the house, and behind the park?
They said it was done in his bedroom. That's what they said. It was in his bedroom. And I did sleep in there sometimes when she wouldn't let me sleep in the bed with her.
Why would you
But
sleep
I
in
slept on the floor and he had his own bed. He had a bunk bed thing.
All righty, so I'm gonna end this recording and I'm gonna go ahead and drop because you just said enough.
All right. All right, yeah. Well, on that, we'll end this
Because his
question.
mother wouldn't let me sleep in the room with her. She only wanted me when she wanted me. And we had sex in that room too when he was not there. I remember that being in a dress.
So why you want to tell? See, you see how weird that is to tell us that you had sex in that same room with this child that is accused.
But he was no, I did not. I said
doing
he
something?
was not in there. He
I
was
know,
at
but
school.
do you see how weird that is to tell somebody that? Like you see, like it doesn't. That's not something you should tell. Like, why
Well,
would
I
we
don't know
want to?
what you want me to say. What the?
Why would we
Like,
want to
what
know
am I
that
supposed?
information? Like, why would you tell us that?
I don't know.
I'm on the
Josh.
corner of
I didn't
Tippecanoe
have
and
time to block
Woodrow.
the accounts because I'm still. Y'all, come on, damn.
Hold up. Is he Mr. and Mrs.? Is that him right there that just commented? My grandma named Debbie.
No, I don't think that's him. But he in the he watching y'all because he just sent the
That's
message
him,
popped up on my
Mr. and
screen.
Mrs.
My grandma name
Oh,
is
he got
Debbie.
all of y'all numbers.
That's
She
him.
lives in a whole different city and state. That's the legit number. Okay. All right, let me call it. Here we go.
Nah, that ain't him.
I'm
Oh,
so
I'm his
scared.
daughter. That's his daughter.
Yo.
This
Oh, she
is
sent me the
getting
voicemail now.
scary. Mr. and Mrs. You his daughter?
He's in the hallway. He might as well come up.
Whoa. This is some
Yo.
fucking
This is
X-Files
we got
shit.
alright, if you his daughter, then get up here. Like
Yeah,
Yeah,
come
you
up
might as
here.
well come
yeah,
up,
you might as well
Ashley.
come up.
Yo, this some X-File shit.
I sent the invite,
All right, we
Ashley.
back on the res. Goddamn it.
Hello?
Hi.
Can y'all hear me?
Yeah, we can hear you.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, I don't do boxes, but yeah. Josh is my dad. Debbie's my grandma. So I'm here. I was chatting with my dad in the messages.
I guess he's calling.
Oh
You got a phone
shit.
call and we can't hear
This
you
shit
when you're
about
on
to
the
get wild.
teacup. So
Can you
you
hear me
know.
now?
Yeah, go
Yeah,
ahead.
we
Yeah.
can hear you.
All right, yeah, I'm here. Which I need to clear it up because I could clear it up for y'all.
Welcome
So
to the Jocko
My
not
Show.
first question is,
necessarily, no
did
one
he
really
send
wanted you to wait
you?
1 second. We didn't, I just wanted to be known that we didn't want you to clear up anything because we feel like this is just as toxic and harmful or
Traumatic and
emotional,
triggering.
traumatic for you.
Okay.
He asked you to come over here.
Okay.
Hey, this is what we want to know. He stuck
So
his fingers in brooms in his mama and grandma?
Not
No.
the grandma.
No.
You said no?
No. My dad respects women. He doesn't do things like that. He lives a very prestige Muslim life.
He
so
did what?
so
Muslim?
Yeah,
hold
my
on.
dad's Muslim. He doesn't do things like that. And it's his mother. And no, he doesn't do things like that.
When he became Muslim.
Hold
I
up.
mean, we
Okay,
heard
so
him say he did that. He
what
was
he
forced to
wanted
do
us to
something like that.
wait, let me tell you what he wanted us to ask you. What happened with your brother? That's what he wanted us to ask you.
My brother's, all right, so basically my brother's mom, her mom, um, when they were younger, she's racist and she had an issue with my father. So because she had an issue, she didn't want my brother's mom to be with him. So what she did was she coerced him to say things and make allegations so that he doesn't have to be in the household because back then it was racist. I mean, it's still racism going on. But yeah, she didn't want him being around his mom and stuff like that. So he said things. My brother never said those things. Right now, my brother's passed away. So he did die a few months ago. But no, that never was a thing. That was a situation that was going on with grandmothers and it was purely racism.
But he
And
has
So
two
wait,
essay
wait,
charges.
he said it, wait, as I followed the story, he said it was your older half brother. Is that right?
yeah, it's my
With
half
the
brother.
same, but y'all
It's
have the same
Matthew.
mother?
It's Matthew.
And you and him have the same brother, right? I
Me and
mean, the
him,
same mother.
me and
Have the
dad?
same mother. No, Matthew. You and
No,
Matthew have the same mom?
no. Me
Okay,
and Matt are
I think
close.
I'm confused.
No, that's her. The boy is her brother. They have the same mom.
Right, that's what I'm saying. So,
Yeah,
what happened with your brother that has the same mom as you?
that's what she's talking about.
That's what I'm talking
Oh,
about.
I think I'm confused. Sorry.
I'm sorry, y'all saying grandmother towards him. That's why it's confusing me. But the grandma in the situation is my grandma. Does that make
Right.
sense? It's not
Grandmother.
Josh's grandma. Yeah.
Okay.
So
Yeah,
your
that's
That's
his
like
so your
mom and her
dad
situation.
had
grandma.
said that he was made to do bad things to your mom, like with broomsticks and other
Nope.
objects. He was made to watch his dad do, I guess, um sexual acts to his mom. Did you know anything about that?
So this story is misconstrued. Basically, my mother never went through any of that. So you're referring to
No, his mom. His
His
mom.
mom. His mom.
yes, because she was with a very disgusting, abusive man. And that's when he was a child, like a
Oh,
child. He was abusive, so he was hurting my father and making him do those things. So when this is talked about, you got to remember he was young, like child. So yes, that was very much present. But as far as him necessarily doing things, it was a guy making him watch. So
so
I
that's
what
a
would like
no
to
happened with the
no.
add that
allegations
you,
against your brother?
What
but
happened?
she
Against
was a,
from your dad to your brother? The allegations between your brother when he was 6 against your dad.
Wait,
she
I'm sorry,
said that she was, it was racist. She said in the beginning
I
that it
missed
was
the beginning of
racism.
it. Yeah.
So did your brother tell you, hey, this was all a lie?
I was there. So When it comes to my brother, me and Matt are very close. Again, we share the same mom. So yes, my brother said it was a lie. My mom told me it was a lie. You got to understand that in that time, my mom and my dad was going through custody and things like that. I stayed with my mom primarily. So with that being said, my mom passed away she passed away a few years ago. But my mom knew it wasn't true, which is why I'm allowed to see my dad, talk to my dad, be around my dad. She knew that the racism that was going on is very much prevalent. So yes,
Well, first of all, how old are you?
I'm 29.
Okay. Because you say because you love to be around your dad. Because I want to make sure that you weren't
I'm talking
underage.
about throughout my life, I was allowed to see my dad and spend time with him. And he's never, no, nothing like that.
I have to say that with you being so young, I think the story coming from you is not as genuine. And not that I believe that you're lying, but because you were a child and a baby when all this was going on.
That sounds factual. However, I know my mom better than anybody on this earth. I was her best friend. I was raised by her. I lived with her. And my entire life, me and my mom are best friends. Never went 2 phone calls without each other. Stayed in the state every time. On top of that, I knew my brother like the back of my hand. And even though you gotta understand, Matt's only 3 years older than me, so we were thick as thieves too.
So
We shared the same mom.
we've seen the charges, right? And on
Yep.
some of those charges, well, one of the charges was it was aggravated. Was it aggravated? What was it, Jay?
I think it's the one that he said, the aggravated
Yeah, the
child
aggravated assault. So
under 6, and then the other was just a regular
right.
sexual
So when
assault.
you look up what that is, that means somebody was penetrated. Um, and so I know that Unapologetic has said that he never touched them, but to have those charges being of a child being penetrated at 6, it's kind of weird, don't you think?
My brother's
Unapologetic.
never been.
I don't even know why. Hold on. I don't even know why you
I'm
would bring
here.
your daughter here.
Yeah, this is
Um,
sick.
yeah, yeah.
No, I'm gonna be. I mean, I'm in it because it's speaking about my brother. But as far as
No,
my
no,
brother's
no,
go,
no, no, no.
my brother's never been
Listen.
penetrated.
We got kids your
That's
age,
not how it went.
and we got kids your age, and it is a bit uncomfortable, and it's kind of sick that Unapologetic will bring you here. Like, no.
Yeah.
Matter of fact, I need a mod to go ahead and remove her from the panel,
I prefer to
and
be here.
remove
Y'all speak.
Unapologetic too, please.
I'll see y'all later.
That don't sit right in my spirit because she's a child, and then she's having to go through some shit that she had nothing
Stories
to do
that,
with.
yeah, and that's what I was trying to say. Like coming from her, unfortunately, when it comes to trauma, like parents tell you whatever. Me and Jay talked about how like there's things about my birth mom that I question because I'm like, I don't know if she's lying.
Let me try Debbie one more time. Shit, let me try to get Debbie. Fuck. Debbie gonna say stop calling her.
And y'all know my mom lied about a whole lot.
Hello.
Hello, Debbie?
Yes.
Okay, I'm speaking with your son Joshua, and he gave us your number to call you to clarify some things. I don't know if you have time to clarify
What's
some.
it for?
So I'm sorry, but he's saying some things happened to him as a kid, and we wanted to confirm that with you.
Yeah, I did.
That he was forced to do things to your body.
To mine, no. And whoever this is, go to hell.
Okay, there y'all go. Y'all heard him. His mom said that he
His
never
mom
did.
said no, and then she was
And
upset. Like that's
see,
disgusting.
But
and
let that boy's soul rest in peace, though. You know what I'm saying? Because it's
she
already.
said
And I agree.
she
Let
said
that.
she said no.
I agree
Go to
too.
hell. Unapologetic. Why you lie like that and set me up?
It's not a new. It's not a new question there. You know what I'm saying?
But when it comes to the child, or
I
he's an
agree.
adult that was involved, I do hope he's resting in peace and all the traumas that he experienced are just gone. He's in a better place.
Have you been
He
to
did all
therapy?
kind of weird, crazy shit. Oh yeah, I went to therapy in 2002 because I was dating somebody and they said, you need help. You need to get control and a grip on this, because there's like, you're gonna end up, blowing up one day. Or I used to be a hothead. I get mad and stuff over small shit and just hurt people, like abuse people, like beat the hell out of people. Somebody said something stupid, and I had to get 3 years of psychotherapy where they had to hypnosis, whatever, to go deep in my memories and everything, to have those and stuff talked about. And that was traumatic because I would go home after a therapy session and be fucked up mentally,
He
because
said
I
that
was
he's been
talking about
in institutes multiple times. So like, yeah, I guess he technically.
I did
Okay.
the institutions that I went to. I did it as an escape to get away from my grandparents.
Yeah, because I
Because
know
the
he
mental
said
and
he's been
emotional
multiple
abuse.
times.
I did that. I would play crazy just to get locked up, to get 2 weeks to a month away from my grandmother and stuff, because it was so toxic. She controlled my life so much that if I didn't do everything she said, then there was consequences, and it was her way or no way. I couldn't have a life.
When
I
did you get
couldn't live a life.
time? How
When
old
did
were
you get
you at that
diagnosed with
time?
It
autism?
was from 13 to 23. 13 to 23.
When were you diagnosed with autism?
It was 1992. They had me tested after I got out of the state hospital and everything. They had all these tests done on me and everything, and that was one of them. And they said that I was on the spectrum because Asperger's didn't exist then, and that, well, they didn't have a label for it. It was autism 1 or 2, whichever was high functioning and stuff, because I didn't do well with people, and I did a lot of rocking and stuff like that in my sleep. When I was anxious or nervous, I would rock sitting in a chair. My grandmother didn't abuse me in the early years, like physically. But when I did something wrong and she's yelling at me, I would start beating myself in the face and doing stuff, to hurt myself. Because she asked me when I was 13, why are you doing that? And I said, Daddy's not here to beat me. So I'm beating myself because I'm in trouble. I would bang my head on the wall, things like that. So they ended up testing me, and that's what they tested me. And she always said, you're special, you're special. Yeah, I was special, all right. Special ed all my life until I quit school and had a baby. Because my baby mama told me, okay, you want to be a man. Men don't go to school. Men get a job. You want to be a daddy? You're going to have to get a job. I'm not putting you on the school bus with my son for y'all to go to school. That just looks weird. So I quit school and got a job.
You said from 13 to 23, right? Was when you had a lot of anger issues, correct?
Yes, 22. I was whatever 77 from 2002 is.
All right. And the incident, you had an incident that happened when you were 16, 17, correct?
What do you mean incident?
The incident with the kid, that's when you were 16. Correct me if I'm wrong.
No, I had my daughter when I was 16. That supposed incident didn't happen. I didn't get charged or whatever until 97. Supposedly it happened in 95. That was the last time we were all living together. 95, I was 18. 18 going on 19. It was February and 95.
All right, so that was around, so that's still around.
No, 17 going on 18. I'm sorry. I would have been 18 on September 1st, and me and her broke up August of that month before. I was 17 going on 18. Because I told her when I was legal, I wanted to get married to her at 18.
All right, so do you think the reason why you don't remember what happened with you and the kid is because around that time is when you were going through that situation?
You're trying to say something. You're trying to say something and spin something around.
I'm not trying
where
to
there's
anything.
not that.
I just want you.
I don't have a blackout memory. I don't have anything like that.
Just answer the question. You got to get mad. Just answer. It's a yes, no.
I was not part of Nation of Islam, Jazz. I became a Muslim November 5th, 2011 in Colorado Springs. I went to the masjid there, took my shahada. And then I ended up staying there 4 years. I moved to Texas. Then I went to Tennessee to be with my son. And I went to the masjid in Knoxville. And then I moved here.
All right,
no NOI. I was Sunni Muslim. I was Sunni Muslim. I'm focusing. Let's go.
So what made that's a question for the from the comments. It says if he was 16, how did he jump off the porch late, wanting to be with his aunt's girlfriend or ex-girlfriend?
Because my grandmother said that. My grandmother brought that up because she didn't understand what is an older woman doing, getting with a younger person. And that I wasn't in my grandma's head, I wasn't right in the head anyway. She said my light didn't always come on. She would say, you're slow, you jumped off the front. Jumping off the front porch late is an old saying of someone being slow.
No, we know what that means.
Smart.
We're wondering, we understand the term, but the question is like, what made you get with your aunt's girlfriend, ex-girlfriend?
Because she always wanted me. Since I was 13, she'd always try to flirt with me. Or we went to the beach one time, me, her, and my aunt, and my baby mama's mama. We go swimming in Galveston, and she'd pull my shorts down under the water and stuff like that. Like, I liked the attention. I thought she liked me. So, I mean, when it happened and the thing arose, her and my aunt broke up, me and her spent a lot of time together in her truck, and we would make out and stuff like that. And then I brought her to my grandma's house one time. She gave me fellatio in the bedroom, in my bedroom and stuff. And I was in love. I never had sex before like that. So I was in love. My grandmother said I was in lust. And I told her, no, I'm not. I said, I'm in love. I want to be with her. I said, I always know what I wanted since I was young. I want a woman and children and marriage and a better life than what I had. And I didn't want that old life I didn't want that going on, because my dad told me things growing up when I was older. He told me things. Yes.
So you weren't in a dress at this point?
I was in a dress when I was 17. I moved in with her. I had my first apartment, not even a month, and I found her at the WIC office. I called and left them a message and said, when she comes in, please tell her to give the father of her child a call. It's important. So she called and she walked down, because the WIC office from where my apartment wasn't even a mile. And she had came down to see me at the house. And we visited.
So when did the dress, did she make you wear the dress in the beginning of the relationship, or did that happen?
No, not in the beginning. It was when I moved in and stuff like that. I kept a journal, and she moved all my stuff from the apartment to the house. She got into my journal because I kept everything in my journal, everything about my life. I used to do diaries or whatever you want to call them, to write things, everything that's been recorded that happened to me and stuff, including the current situation of things, because I was 16, full of hormones, confused. People would say I'm gay. Everybody would call me names in school and all of that. And I didn't know what any of that meant. Like, I had no clue what any of that meant. And it had me feeling some kind of way.
Asked you about the dress, it would just say yes?
She told me that in order to touch her, I would have to put it on. She said it's sexy and it makes her think of my aunt.
No, they're both special needs, Josh. They're both special needs.
He bent you over.
No.
No, he said they were fucking.
I put it in him.
It sounded like his parents.
Yeah, so you bent him. So you bent him over there.
No, it was not. It wasn't. No.
Why do we want to know the details? I'm confused.
So it's a long backstory. It's a long backstory, girl. You had to be there.
I'm saying about who bent who over.
I'm trying to figure out how this sexual assault. Are they saying that he
assaulted a child?
Right. No, but the thing about it is though, if that little boy, whatever you want to call it, if his parents had legal guardianship over him, because
this is a different situation.
No, I'm saying they can press charges though, even if he was 18, because if they got legal guardianship over him, then and they felt like he was assaulted, if he's not mentally capable of taking care of himself, they could have pressed charges with him being 18.
But this stemmed from another situation. Like it's about a child.
Yeah,
Initially, it's about a
that
5-year-old
was the
child.
second case
This is
that
the
was that
second
way. But
case.
the first one
So we're more so
is the
invested
one that
because
he
of
was
things
older.
that
He
were
was
said
18.
prior.
But what doesn't make sense is how do you get sexual assault from someone's parents? I don't get it. It don't make y'all not. I guess
That's
'cause
what I'm speaking on, Josh. I'm saying that like the same way if you have a sibling or a child that is an adult, but they mentally considered like they can't take care of themselves, you get legal guardianship over an adult. If you feel like they were assaulted, you can press charges on their behalf, even
but
if
they
they're
had an apartment though. But they had their own
That's what I'm
apartment,
saying.
right?
Y'all,
No. He didn't have an apartment with him. They just had a one and done thing.
So
the
he
Like
came
18
my
to.
mom,
Yeah,
year
he
old,
my
had
mom
an
threatened to
apartment.
put
He had a
charges on
roommate.
my kid's dad because I was
So
pregnant at
He
6.
had an
hold on
apartment
though.
so
with another guy.
Who apartment?
who apartment was it?
So they both had apartments.
No, Josh
The
had an apartment.
18-year-old
No, no,
had an
no.
apartment with the older
Hold
guy.
on.
They lived together and stuff like
This
that.
is hard to follow.
And
Once again, y'all.
they were both, huh?
Once again, y'all. This is just him getting caught up again. Because at the age of 18, if he was labeled incompetent to the point that his parents could press charges, in his behalf, that means he was incompetent. If you're labeled as incompetent, you're not legally allowed to live by yourself, meaning he wouldn't have been able to have an apartment. So either the parents didn't press the charges or this was not at the 18-year-old's own apartment. It was somewhere else.
No, he was living he had a roommate situation. He had an older guy living with him.
So
He
was
wouldn't
and
have been able
stuff.
to
And they
have
were
an apartment. He
living,
would have
hold
to live
on,
with his
because
caregiver.
I know people who are MR, right, or disabled, right. They live with other people. Like somebody can come live with me, and the state pays me for letting them live with me. Was it that type of situation, or you don't know?
he had an apartment with a guy. So the place where they were living is for special needs.
Okay, so he
and
had
stuff.
a caretaker
So there was two
living
to
in
a
the home with
room.
him.
So it's caretaker.
What happened?
It's caretaker.
This is why
Somebody
these
live with
questions.
you.
This is why these questions
No,
are
his
important.
caregiver wasn't living
Because
there.
he
His
had a
caregiver wasn't
caretaker.
living
Hold
there.
on, he had a caretaker. You didn't have a caretaker. You
But
went
y'all are
to
both special
you,
needs.
but there's different levels to this. He has to live
Right.
with someone. You don't. You went to his place, and the bending over does matter because who's doing the act, and that I can see why there's a dilemma here because when you think about it, you are more competent than he is.
It's illegal. It is illegal, y'all. Like I don't ask me how I know, but I have a family member that has this situation. And if you go to someone's house where they considered mentally
Yes.
incompetent and they have a caretaker and you have sex with them, they are not considered able to give consent to that sexual
Right.
activity. So
I
technically,
asked my questions
you
for a
assaulted
reason.
them.
There's
That
a
makes
reason.
no sense.
There's a
Even
reason
if they
why I'm
said
But
asking
yes.
these questions.
legally, that makes sense because technically they cannot consent to sex because they are mentally incompetent. Meaning, in the eyes of the law, you assaulted him. That is the law.
Jackpot.
Right, but it got dropped because he told the courts there in the courtroom that he willingly did that with me, that it was not forced. That's why it got dropped.
And the reason why it doesn't matter, even today, if you go to court, let's take Wendy Williams, for instance. She has a caretaker. If something like this happens with Wendy Williams, she goes in court and said, well, it was okay. They don't care about what she's saying because she is already labeled mentally incompetent. She cannot speak for herself. It's still
But
illegal.
his charges are dismissed.
Like,
No.
that's just what it is.
Raki, hold
Well,
on. Raki,
hold on.
she was
It
pregnant
depends on-
before that.
So two MR people or disabled people, right? They can have relations, right? And it's not illegal. But when it becomes illegal if one forces himself on the other.
Right.
No, if you look it up though, Kentucky, if one of them has a legal guardian, meaning that they are of legal age, however they're considered mentally incompetent, they have a legal guardian over them, and the other one is just disabled because technically I'm considered disabled. I'm considered disabled, but I don't have a legal guardian. If I go do something right now to someone who has an adult that has a legal guardian over them, I'm going to jail because I took advantage of someone who is mentally incompetent.
But listen to Creole. My friend, she's a supervisor over places like that, right? And she also has those people living in her home. Some of them are allowed to have boyfriend and girlfriends, and they are also allowed to have relations. But it becomes illegal when they force themselves upon them. Like if they're nonverbal, then yes, it's illegal.
Right, but it's sounding like this
We were
little
in
boy.
class together.
It
We
sounds
had
like
class
this.
together.
It sounds like this 18-year-old's parents felt like he was taken advantage of.
Right, and that's why they
Exactly.
charge you and went to
Yeah,
trial.
and that's why the question was asked, what did you do to this child, this
Right,
18 year old?
that's why I was
Because
wondering.
in situations like this, with him having a caregiver, I mean, yes, obviously Kentucky's right; they are allowed to have relations, but in majority of states, the caregiver would have our caregiver or legal guardian, whatever, would have had to be notified of the relation. If they were not notified of the relation in any capacity, yes, it is in most states it is considered assault.
And how did they
That's what I
find
meant.
out? Did the boy told his parents or something?
The boy told his
But let me
parents
ask
that
this,
we
right?
had did something and that he had wanted to. I kind of avoided him like the plague. So we went back to school the next year after the summer, and I ignored him. Like I wouldn't even give him a time of day or anything else.
Well, that's why he
And
sounded
so
on you.
because I made him invisible. It was a one
Well, I'm
and done thing.
confused
I
because
wanted to
the
try
charges
something.
were a
I
year
never
apart.
did.
The charges were a year apart, though, so I'm
Hold up.
confused.
Yes, but this one happened first. The second one was in 97.
But you said that you went back to school, but you
Was
also said
getting
that you
nailed.
dropped out.
Hold up.
I did. I dropped out. I dropped out in 95. That's
Both
when it
kids
happened,
was
was
getting
95
nailed.
with him.
So you got yours
And
And I
all.
never
So
went
how
back
are
to
you
school.
how are you doing all this if you're so special needs? How are you doing all this stuff? Is what I'm not understanding.
I'm not special needs to the point that I have to be like somebody hold my hand.
Right,
There's different
I
levels
was
of
at the
different
and
needs.
that's why they put those charges on you because you're not truly special
Having
needs like
having
that.
a having a mental problem and having
So,
trauma is very
so
different from being
unapologetic would
declared
be
mentally
considered.
unstable. You
They
can have
saw it.
mental issues and not be and still be mentally
Classified as.
competent. So you were still
So
classified as
listen,
mentally competent,
unapologetic.
but you had mental issues. That's it.
So
yes, ma'am, in London.
unapologetic with what we call high function. He's a high function one, y'all, and those are the ones who get charged because he fucks with lower functioning people. So the boy that was 18, he must not been high function. He might have been really low function because the ones that who can't really defend themselves or say no or don't know no better, those are the ones who get taken advantage of with the high functioning ones, and that's
Mm-hmm.
when it becomes a
correct.
criminal act.
Right, but I didn't take advantage of
Uh-huh.
him.
And I know
It
this
was
for a
If
something
you're
fact,
gonna
y'all.
consensual.
I
We
know this
both
for a
agreed
fact
on.
because this is what my friends do. Some of my friends are supervisors, and they have these people living in their home.
Yeah, because at the end of the day, I have an autistic child, and she would be considered high functioning, high functioning autism. If she was to go assault somebody, she's going to jail. She's going to jail. It's that simple. Why? Because she's not declared mentally incompetent. She knows exactly what she's doing. She just has autism. Autism does not equal you don't know right from wrong.
Right.
Actually, some autistic
Right,
people are very
exactly.
smart. They know exactly what they're doing.
Exactly, that
Autism
part.
does not mean it gives you an escape from the law at all whatsoever. If you're autistic and you're 18 and you go whoop somebody's ass, your ass is going to jail.
Right. That's true.
And you finna, no, I'm not gonna say it like that, but you gonna sit in jail like everybody else. I'm sorry.
Yeah, you're not treated special or anything in jail. You go to jail with GP.
It sounded
So
like he didn't know. It sounded like that little boy could not distinguish. He didn't have the mental capacity to distinguish what he was doing, and you did, and it's considered wrong, and that's just what it is.
But two charges back to back,
Yeah, that's like
the same type of charge.
well, like the second one, like I said, and my daughter tried to say that too, is that it was a situation to separate in order to keep me away from my daughter's mother, from keeping contact with her and all of that. That's why that went down that way, because my family could not be
Was your daughter's
extorted.
mother also a client?
Was it what?
It was your daughter's mother also MR.
Special? Was she
Not
special
that I
needs
know of.
also?
I know that she had. I know that she had some issues like severe trauma issues from her childhood and stuff like that. You know, being abused by her mother
I only been up here for
and
like
stuff.
15
That's all I
minutes.
know.
I only been up here for like 15 minutes. Y'all beating around the motherfucking bush. The question is, bro,
But I mean,
do you
my
have
aunt was 40.
I'm just gonna ask you the question that
Go
everybody
ahead.
fucking thinking. Do you have a fetish for special needs people? Do you have
No,
a
I do
fetish?
not.
Do you have a fetish for people who have severe trauma and you want to have sexual relations with them? That's
Wait,
simple.
No, I do
Sister
not.
Louisiana. Sister Louisiana. Wait. Hold on.
It's
What?
a simple goddamn question.
What happened? What's going on? Hold on. What's going
Let
on?
me drop you. You don't even know what's going
It's
on.
a simple goddamn question because
What are
that's
you
what
in
it
the
sounds
conversation
like.
for?
If it's bad, if it's a repeated thing and it happens twice back to back, that's sometimes. I'm not saying that's your situation, but sometimes people have a fetish for certain things or certain types of people.
But the
No, I
second
thought
time
that
was
my
with
daughter's
with a
mother loved
baby.
me.
The Creole. The
I thought
second
my
time was
daughter's mother loved
under.
me. And my
Wait,
grandmother
wait, wait,
tried to
wait,
tell
wait,
me
wait.
she's only using
Hold
me.
The
on.
first time is
Hold on.
a child that's like 4 or 5 years old saying that they were penetrated.
Yeah, that they were penetrated. Yes,
Usually
so that's
that's
why
They
I
did
said
not
No,
Yeah,
say
free
that.
free
no.
up
They did
Louisiana.
there's
not
so much
say
that's going
that.
on.
You got
They
to. You
did
gotta go
You
not
watch
missed
say
a
the.
that.
lot. You have to
You
go
missed a
watch
lot.
to
You gotta go watch
understand.
No,
the hallway.
I heard the part about the child, but when it comes to the 18-year-old, I wanted to ask that question because
He wait.
cause
Wait, but
then y'all asked if the girl from the baby mama was special too. Like this point, is it people goddamn just you? That's what you like?
No, we
No, she
asked
was
because of the
older than I
situation.
was.